A man who believes in the teachings of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. A man who believes in the teachings of Julius Kambarangi Nyerere. A man who believes in the teachings of Congo revolutionary ideologue Patrice Lumumba of Congo. A man who detests the hooliganism and the barbarity of Joseph Desai Sesisuku Kubendu Wasabanga against the masses of Congo. A man who believes in the struggle of assuring the African masses self-dignity and self-probity. And of course, a man who believes in the teachings of El Haj Maliki Shabazz, or if you like, the one Shabazz. So he is with us today, Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate. Yo! And he has come today, fellow comrades, to solidarize, empathize, and sympathize with the student masses of the University of Liberia and grace this occasion of the Student Unification Party in ensuring that the elements that abuse democracy on July 26 face the full weight of justice. That the elements that assaulted the Constitution of the Republic on July 26 face the full weight of the justice system of the Republic. He has come here today as a patriot. He has come here today as a nationalist. Because in times like this, it takes the courage of men. It takes the courage of men to come out in the face of inequality to condemn inequality. The men who muster the courage to come out and say to the oppressor, what you are doing is wrong, are men of supreme courage. So we should accord them regard, we should accord them respect. So I've not come here to be your official speaker for the day. Part of my duties is to set the stage and to motion the occasion. We will retire this movement, fellow comrades, to welcome to this intellectual stage, to this intellectual scaffold, to this intellectual gasabu. A teacher of Pan-Africanism, a teacher of many of us, men who have inspired many of us, a man who Pan-African understanding has put our motion and enthusiasm, has put our motivation and enthusiasm into motion. To give ourselves in the struggle and assure our people self-dignity. So with much ado, fellow comrades and fellow students, I present to you Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate.
Amanda, wait, Amanda, wait, Amanda, wait, Amanda, wait, viva, viva, Vanga Pate, viva, viva. Atino, Vanga Pate, Atino, respond. Vanga Pate, Reactionary Tennessee, Reactionary Tennessee, CDC, Chawia, respond. CDC with big, yo. Go for it, yo.
Comrades, I'm privileged to be with you today. Today is not a moment to celebrate. But today is a day to remind ourselves that we are victims of democracy. Our rights have been deprived by those who came yesterday as prophets, and they are being known today as mentioned in the Bible as false prophets. Their presence will not scare us, and we are all aware that violence is not an inheritance.
George was a prophet. The Bible told us be aware of that.
The incident that occurred on the 26th was not an attack on SUP, nor was it an attack on LFM. It was an attack on Liberia. And we must remember that those who were victimized by those talks, who came in defense of shame, because the government today has become a shame to every Liberian. And I can say to you, Susini and other great men and women who were on that day with us, they are great men that must be remembered. But I have to say to you today, if we allow Susini to go and perpetrators who attempted to murder him to go free, tomorrow we too shall be in critical conditions and perpetrators tomorrow shall be free. Today we are assembling to go out there. We are not going there to say we believe in violence. We are going there as men and women of peace and to say to the world that the democracy that we cried for, the democracy that we've been seeking for, that government that came to power through the slogan "Face the country," we want that country to be faced.
National identity! National identity! CDC! CDC! CDC!
The country will not be faced in the face of corruption. The country will not be faced in the face of injustice. The country will not be faced in the face of suffering. Liberians have suffered for so long. Enough is enough. And we are calling on our government. You said yesterday that you face the country. Yesterday we came up. We came out very peacefully and went to the safe haven in Liberia. The safe haven is the U.S. Embassy. If we were attacked there, remember that Princess Cooper can never have justice. If Susuli was attacked in front of the U.S. Embassy who have international surveillance on us, remember that you and I, even those who are now us today, should remember that they too are not safe. We are not standing for one man. We are standing for us all. We are standing for Liberia. If we don't stand up today, then tomorrow we shall all fall. Brothers and sisters, we are not here to give speeches. We are here to remind ourselves that the time has come that we must rise up. And we cannot fight as one, as SUP, nor can we fight as UL, neither can we fight as LFM. We must fight collectively. And our collective fight will give a collective vision, a victory. And I want to say to you today, that today as we go out to assemble, in honor of our brother whom the president waited for his fees to speak out. I know the president waited for the 7 days. He didn't speak on the 26th. He didn't speak on the 26th. Nor did he speak on the 27th. Neither did he speak on the 28th. Nor did he speak on the 29th. Neither did he speak on the 30th. Nor did he speak on the 31st. He spoke on the 1st, thinking that Susini was dead. But the lions of the jungle never die that way. If you deny them grass, you deny them everything, they will still exist. And Susini is alive today. He's alive, that's why we are here today now wearing black. And we are saying to you, we do not wish to wear black for any Liberians. But we will go out there. Those who deprive us of justice, those who attempt to chaos, those who attempt to silence the strong voices, the voices of Liberian people, they are being given amnesty. And we are going there to say, not to amnesty. They must be in there. They must be in there. They must be treated like other criminals. We have brothers and sisters who are one of us, because some of them keke riders, they are in jail, not because of crime, not even compared to the crime that was committed by those thugs. But they are there, they don't have justice. If these guys can be free, we're asking the government to also free all men and women at the central prison, that they all have justice, so that they be out. But I can assure you, I've come today to indulge the protest for August 24th. Speaking in the capacity as Second-in-Chief of Liberia First Movement, I'm with SUP, I'm with Liberia, and I will be with you in the fort. I know we have been told by comedians that they will come and counter anyone who tries to protect democracy in this country. That they will come to counter anyone who tries to stand for justice in this country. That they will come to counter anyone who tries to protect accountability. That they will come in flesh and blood. But we will not go in flesh and blood. We are going there with our soul, believing that Liberia is all we have. Yes. One Liberia, one people, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amanda! Thank you, Judge.
One year now, 2 years now, 3 years now, Banga stay around. Stay around. Mana, yo.
Welcome, comrades and friends. Listening to Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, you can feel the anger in his expression, because it is an indignity against humanity. To dehumanize the people in the face of democracy, dehumanize the people while they are performing their constitutional rights. It is indignity. And today, the people are converging. The people are converging to join ranks of the Student Unification Party in her peaceful justice march to demand justice for the comrades that were brutalized, the comrades that were beaten, the comrades that were humiliated, and the comrades that could not be provided security while they performed their constitutional rights. I want to say to Comrade Arthur Johnson, a degree fraudster, a fake doctor degree element, a man who survived on male degrees, a doctor who boasts of 2 doctor degrees, but he does not even communicate properly, he doesn't communicate well. We must announce to you that Arthur Johnson is a regime lawyer. Arthur Johnson could not argue the case of Justice Janet when Justice Janet was in battle by the regime. He escorted Justice Janet and left him in the middle because of criminality. Justice Janet was left in the middle. Arthur Johnson betrayed Justice Janet. So it is not strange for Arthur Johnson to betray students that were humiliated and brutalized. You listened to him how he was struggling on the Spoon TV last night. He was disgraced before public opinion, he was disgraced before history. But history will account for him. Arthur Johnson is one of the elements that is surviving in the kangaroo justice system. So we were not surprised. Who told you we were surprised? We knew that he was going to argue that case. But the Student Unification Party has supreme lawyers. This is why the party has argued and the party has made it very clear that she is calling for an independent body to investigate this case. This case should be documented like the way the April 14, 1979 case was, is documented in history today. The Brownell Commission is a historical case. If you want to understand the issues that inspired, that led to April 14, and you want to understand the forces that were involved, and you want to know who committed crime against the people on April 14, 1979, go and read the Brownell Commission report. It was a body, independent body, credible body, that understood very well that they were participating in the historical process and they are obligated to their country, they are obligated to their people. That document is there and it is before history. We want for similar mentor to be utilized in this case. We want an independent body to be set up and to be commissioned to investigate this case. Let the perpetrators be brought before an independent body. So history can be documented. So a document can be placed in the archive, in the annals of history, where the people will read about the sad episode and the sad scene of July 26th. The Student Unification Party is and the Vanguard Party is ensuring that that mentor is utilized. We are not violent people as others claim. How can the Student Unification Party be a violent institution when she believes in the principle of peace? Go and read the history of the Student Unification Party. Go and read the doctrines of the Student Unification Party. The party believes in the principle of social justice. The party believes in the principle of academic freedom. The party believes in the principle of peace. All along in history, the Student Unification Party has always acted in line with the Constitution of the Republic. All along in history, the Student Unification Party as an institution has acted in line with international protocols. All along in history, the Student Unification Party has acted in line with the doctrine of democracy and the doctrine of human dignity, human probity, and human civilization. If you want to say that the action of the Student Unification Party is wrong and offensive, it is equal to saying that the Constitution of the Republic that assures and guarantee the people the fundamental dignity and fundamental rights to protest. It is like saying that the Constitution is offensive. It is like saying the constitutional provision that says that the power is inherited in the people is offensive, Article 1. It is equated to saying The Article 15 of the Constitution of the Republic that guarantees the people human dignity is offensive and violent. Article 15 is not offensive. Article 15 is not violent. Article 17 is not offensive. Article 17 is not violent. And these are the provisions that the party acted in. Then we listened to one lawyer saying that the party should be given permit before she goes into the street in line with her constitutional rights. Which law is above constitutional law? Some of you are students of administration, public administration. You did business law. Which law is above constitutional law, fellow comrades? No other law. You do not have to go to the Louis Adolphe grounds of School of Law before you understand that. But because the brother was acting on Cinco Ponce and Brown Nosy, he had to go against his principles. He had to go against his own dignity to protect the crumbs, to protect opportunity, the most opportunistic.
Mana!